What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, with this video, we're going to be jumping into Batman's Fear State Omega. This will be closing out the Fear State. Now, there is a lot to the Fear State. It has to do a lot with Future State, it has to do with the Infinite Frontier. All of this is connected, so if you haven't been keeping up on the Batman line, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on since Dark Knight's death metal. But what we have seen so far is Batman and the Bat family be able to bring down the Magistrate. And so by all appearances, the Future State event, it has been changed. Whatever was supposed to happen no longer is going to happen. Our heroes have changed the future. They have changed the future for at least Gotham City. Now, it is still very much up in the air what is going to happen with the Future State events for all of the rest of the heroes. But what it really looks like is Future State has been destroyed. And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into the Omega issue of Batman, we are picking up with Scarecrow getting arrested. Now, he has been in jail for at least 1 month now. So it's been a little bit since the last event. It's been a little bit since he was taken down. Now, of course, Dr. Crane, he's going off at the mouth, talking about how this isn't over, how his Fear State is still going to happen, so on and so forth, you know, just doing the villain thing. The commissioner and the mayor saying they both should have gagged him prior to him coming out here, because the last thing they need is him getting in the head of their police officers. But with him getting inside of the armored vehicle, they take off to take him to jail. And as they're making their way down the road, really, everybody just still on nerves because of Fear State. People were absolutely terrified, and it was all because of the guy that they have in the back right now. But as they are driving down this road, we see a giant Scarecrow come out of nowhere, making the officers hit their brakes as fast as they can. They find themselves quickly surrounded by Scarecrow's minions. With them wielding weapons, with them wielding guns, our police officers are very concerned up to this point. Now, all of these guys, these were the guys that Simon Saint had put on Scarecrow as handlers. Of course, Scarecrow had played Simon Saint the entire time, making Simon Saint think that he had the upper hand, that he had all of the power. Meanwhile, in the background, Scarecrow was slowly manipulating every situation. You could honestly say, without Scarecrow, the Magistrate might have won and Future State might still exist. But more than anything, Scarecrow is letting these police officers know that his attack on this city has only just begun. That is, until that door opens up and we see Batman standing right there, telling him, no, this is over. Your Fear State, it is done with. And I have come to ensure you get where you are going. Because what Scarecrow did not know is Batman has been on to his little minions for quite some time. Because these are guys that he put through his Fear State. They have come out on the other side, and so they have been programmed to do exactly what he wants. With Batman dragging him out of the back of the vehicle, letting him know that his current restraints, they will knock him unconscious if he tries to do anything, and then he will simply wake up at the destination. And so Scarecrow agreeing that he will play nice, but saying that it is honestly weird to talk to him like he's naked, and that's because he doesn't have his mask on. Batman begrudgingly goes over and grabs one of the cloth hoods and puts it over Scarecrow's head. And this is where we get one of the best conversations between Scarecrow and Batman. Because you have to remember, Batman, he doesn't have any close friends besides the people that he has trained. His entire identity, his entire life is absorbed around the villains that he captures. And Scarecrow is arguably one of the most brilliant individuals that he has ever played chess with. And I use that as a metaphor for all of the combat that they have done over the years. And so this ride to New Arkham Asylum, this is them really bouncing ideas off of one another. And the first thing that he wants to know is what is going on with Simon Saint. And for Simon Saint, things are not going good at all. Miracle Molly, she had testified in detail to the way Simon Saint encouraged the Unsanity Collective all of the attacks on the media, and this was a ploy to manipulate the public and create a demand for his magistrate. Now, in exchange for her testimony, the district attorney dropped the charges of all the other leaders of the Insanity Collective, but she will be doing time for the robberies that took place. Now, Batman is not worried about Miracle Molly, assuming that she is already going to be preaching in prison about this new Unsanity Collective and a way to erase your trauma for your life, to have a new life, and to start something new. And as for the rest of the Unsanity Collective, they have gone completely off-grid. So off-grid that Batman has absolutely no idea where they are right now. They are just set up somewhere in Gotham City. But to be completely honest, he's not really looking for them because he does not see them as a threat to Gotham City. They are people looking for a second chance, people that deserve another chance. Not only that, they are still working to recover the Magistrate Skybase from Gotham River. Scarecrow telling him that he heard a rumor that there was another Batman running around. Now, we saw what happens in Future State, but now that there is another Batman running around and Bruce Wayne is still here, with the Magistrate being taken down, it's going to be very interesting to see Batman and how he handles Jace. But he continues on, letting us know that Simon Saint has been removed from the board of Saint Industries. Now, of course, Batman, he is not foolish enough to believe that all of this technology, all of this know-how is just going to be completely erased because Simon Saint is no longer in charge. More than anything, more than likely, we are going to see the company sold, all of the technology, the designs, the blueprints. It's going to be sold probably to the military, and of course we have Amanda Waller sitting at the table in that discussion. Now, this doesn't make Batman furious. This just means that there was someone above Simon Saint that was pulling all the strings. Someone that was giving him the money to do this. And they pointed him in Gotham's direction. So whoever they are still out there, and he is going to make them pay. Now, this is when we start talking about Sean Mahoney, aka Peacekeeper number 1. This is supposed to be the guy that killed Batman in the Future State events. Now, Sean Mahoney, he was brought in and he was put into custody. The only thing is that went sideways because what they tried to do was remove the technology that Simon Saint had poured into him. Now, what Batman would have done is put him in Justice League custody and then dealt with it that way. But the issue is they went ahead of schedule. Without consulting Batman, without the Justice League, they tried removing the technology by themselves. And in doing this, he was able to make his escape. The unique thing about Sean Mahoney is he went through the fear state. He came out on the other side, believing that he evolved, believing that he would be the hero that Gotham needs. That all of these villains, they all played him. Batman is nothing more than a hack. And that Sean Mahoney believing full force that he is the one that is going to save Gotham City. And so with him making his escape, Scarecrow, he feels like it's not all a waste then. Everything that he did, because of course he's going to return. He's too dangerous to not come back. And when he finally does come back, he is going to have a huge grudge against Batman. And this is where Scarecrow, he really taunts him a little bit, letting him know that every victory just makes things a little worse further down the line. The entire city used to cheer his name. Police used to use his symbol up in the sky, but nobody is looking anymore. Everyone's lives are getting worse and worse, and right now they are blaming Batman. Now, this is the part in the story where we pick up in Eden. We have Catwoman coming and checking up on Poison Ivy, because Poison Ivy, she had been split into two different people, where we had an innocent Ivy and we had a Queen Ivy. With them now coming back together, she has her full mental state back, she has all of her memories, and right now she is enjoying some time with Harley Quinn. But Catwoman, she just came down here to check on her, to see how she is doing. But with her quickly having a discussion with Gardner, we see her make her exit, Poison Ivy waking up saying that she'll deal with Catwoman later on her terms. But right now she has a bone to pick with Gardner, because Gardner is the one that had sliced her mind, taking a part of her without her consent. Regardless of her intentions on doing this, this makes Poison Ivy not happy even in the slightest, letting her know that Poison Ivy from this point on will be moving forward without her. Now that's where we pick back up with Scarecrow and Batman. Scarecrow telling him that his family is probably disappointed in really what he has resorted to as teammates. Be it Ghostmaker, Harley Quinn, the Unsanity Collective, these are all very dangerous people. And so he believes that it must have really unsettled the entire Bat family with him working with these people. But Batman tells him that people change. He has seen it time and time again. When you give people the opportunity to be good, to have a new life, to start over, they can do it if they truly want to do it. Now, of course, Dr. Crane, being a psychiatrist, he says that he disagrees with this, saying that people can never change. Now, of course, Batman, he doesn't care that he disagrees. What Batman does know is that there is a new generation coming up, and they are gonna look to heroes that might not look like him. And that is something that is outside of his control. He cannot do anything about that. He can only help these heroes truly become their best selves. And that's where we pick up with Batman and Clown Hunter. And these two are currently having a conversation because Batman, he really wants to put Clown Hunter on the right track, to make him one of the good guys. And of course, Clown Hunter, he is absolutely opposed to joining the Bat family, being a part of any of this, because at the end of the day, he really holds Batman responsible for everything that has happened. Be it Scarecrow, Peacekeeper, the Joker Wars, the gas bombing at Arkham Asylum, Clown Hunter blames Batman for not stopping any of this. And if he were to join them, what would make anything any different? What would stop this from ever happening again? And so he has to ask Batman, why should I follow you? And this is where we see the entrance of Ghostmaker. And Ghostmaker lets him know that he fully agrees with everything he said, saying the Bat family, they're very stuck up, they're very strange, and the whole bird naming thing is really weird considering they don't even use like predatory birds. They're talking about robins. Now, of course, Clown Hunter immediately is like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to set me up with a guy that tried to kill me last year? But Batman tells him that people want to change. People can change, and I think the two of you together could be a very furious team, letting him know that he cannot control the future of Gotham City. It's going to keep changing, it's going to keep evolving, and he has to be willing to accept change or it is going to kill them all. Ghostmaker, he keeps it very simple and tells Clown Hunter, I just want to train you. And how about you learn to train with a sword instead of a bat? And the only rule is you can't kill anybody, but you can definitely rough them up to the point of death. And so we have the team up of Clown Hunter and Ghostmaker. But Batman's point in telling Scarecrow that entire story is to let him know he's not afraid of the future. He's seen it change so many times over the years. He has seen so many things. He has seen what things will become. He has seen all of the odds stacked against them, but he lets him know that none of this scares him, but he knows that this terrifies Scarecrow, because some of the other villains, they built new lives for themselves, they moved on from villainy, some of them, they doubled down and they changed their methods up, but Scarecrow has never changed, and now he has tried his biggest attack that he has ever done, and it failed. And so that raises the question, what else could you possibly do? How can you outdo yourself after this? Are you going to escape and try to do it again? Will you try to do it even bigger next time? Batman saying he doesn't know what tomorrow holds, but at the end of the day, that no longer scares him. With Scarecrow being so afraid of change that he tried to control everyone's future. He tried to push them through the fear state and make them evolve. But he raises the question that he himself has pushed himself to the limits of fear, and he has never changed, never evolved. And he tells Jonathan Crane to look around him. The city shrugged off the fear state just like it shrugged off the Joker War, because these are mere scars, and the city, it continues to move forward. There was a time that Batman, he truly believed that he could control Gotham, but he knows Gotham cannot be controlled now, and it doesn't need him or Scarecrow to evolve, because it is an ever-evolving, ever-moving forward city. But he lets him know that no matter what tomorrow holds, Batman is no longer worried, he's no longer scared of what could come. That he has come to terms with everything that could happen, and he is just going to do his best to save as many lives as possible while he is alive. Now, Scarecrow, he thinks that this is a complete mind game. He doesn't believe him, and honestly, Batman doesn't care. Tells him that you can talk it over with your new therapist. With Batman dragging him out of the Batmobile, they arrive at the new Arkham Asylum, with the old one being burned down and the new one being built back up. We have Dr. Crane being dropped off, with the good doctor saying some things never change in Gotham, and Batman saying maybe some things should. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I really enjoyed this issue because it was a deep psychological dive into the mind of Scarecrow and Batman. After everything that has happened, from the Joker War to Fear State to Future State, Batman has just been through the ringer for quite some time now. It has been a constant pressure on him, and now that it is finally starting to ease up, he is seeing that this city, no matter what happens, it always bounces back. Now, we saw in Future State that that's not necessarily true, but Batman continues to have hope. He continues to help those around him make Gotham a better place, to help the citizens make Gotham a better place, understanding that his time is not going to be forever, that Batman will be a milestone in Gotham's overall history, that there are great individuals like Ghostmaker, like Clown Hunter, like Jace out there willing to suit up and fill those shoes whenever it is necessary. But more than anything, Batman has gotten over his concern of trying to protect everyone, of trying to save Gotham City and control every aspect of it. He has really gotten to the point where he is just going to take it day by day and save as many innocent lives as he possibly can. And he has accepted that this is really all he can control. And at the end of the day, he can't even necessarily control if those people live and die. The only thing he can do is try his best to protect as many people as possible. I personally very much enjoy this issue because of the intellectual back and forth between Scarecrow and Batman. I have always found that one of the most fascinating things. Not only that, it's because Batman will sit down and have a conversation with them, regardless if it's him trying to figure out their psyche, or if it's him just not having any friends, and these people being the closest individuals to him after years and years and years of battling one another. You know, the art of war says that you need to know your enemy to be able to defeat your enemy. And that's exactly what we are seeing here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. And until the next breakdown.